How long do you think the Toronto real estate prices will continue to fall? I'm curious. Comment below. Will it take 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, or longer? How long do you think you're going to continue to see declining prices in the Toronto real estate market? The Toronto Real Estate Board has released the market stats for May, and as expected, the market continues to cool down. In this video, I will cover a market update of where our market currently is and where it's headed. Stick around to the end. I'll share some buyer habits in the current market and what properties they are looking for in today's market. The prices have dropped 3% since April and sales have dropped 9%. This is an overall analysis of all asset classes just to show you how the resale market currently looks like. Here's what's interesting. The rental market is the complete opposite of what the resale market looks like. While the resale market is cooling down, the rental market is hotter than ever. That's right. At this point, we're seeing multiple offers on many rental properties. It almost seems like the hesitation of rising rates is causing buyers to rent instead of purchase at this time. The Toronto Star released an article at the end of April stating that the rental market in Toronto has reached the pre-pandemic rates. 1 month later, another article got published stating that the rates are reaching an all-time high once again in Toronto. Here's another article that states pre-pandemic rental competition is back as jobs, immigration, priced out home buyers add fire to the already heated market. According to rent.ca, rental rates are up 13% since last year. All of this is in line with what we're seeing on the ground level when helping clients rent out their investments or be on the other side of the equation. We receive an overwhelming amount of applications on our rental listings, and we've noticed two types of offers come in most commonly on most of these rental properties. The first type of offer we see is new immigrants or work permit holders. We listed a 2-bedroom condo for $3,000 in Mississauga Square One, which was walking distance to this GO station and a short drive to Highway 401 and 403. And what we found is in 2 days of listing the property, we received 4 offers with just overwhelming amount of response. Some of them were offering 6 months upfront in rent. Others were doing a whole year upfront in rent. A lot of them had Amazon job letters. Some were coming from the Middle East as doctors. What we're finding is the medical and financial industry is hiring foreign workers actively. According to the Immigration Department, over 100,000 work permits will be issued in Ontario in Q3 of this year. Here's the second type of offer we see most commonly: young couples and first-time renters. These are people that have great co-signers willing to co-sign on their behalf with good financial backgrounds, or they're people that don't have enough of a down payment at this moment to buy a property and choose to save up by renting so they can enter home ownership down the road. The National Association of Realtors announced that over 35% of buyers were first-time buyers in today's market. And out of those 35%, over 80% were younger millennials. This goes to show you that with the rate hikes currently in play, a lot of these first-time buyers aren't able to qualify for what they want and choose to rent instead. With the current rate hikes, the market is changing drastically, and it's leaning more towards becoming a landlord's market. Many of our investor clients are purchasing more properties and finding that they're getting a huge amount of rental applications. In fact, the rental market, I think, will continue to stay very competitive in the coming months. Many of these buyers that are currently renting will eventually end up buying a property. We are also seeing a lot of investors enter the market with the current rental rates. Besides these buyers, we have a lot of newcomers entering the country. A total of over 500,000 newcomers are predicted to enter just this summer. This will overall create more demand in the market. More demand will create higher sales, and the interest rates won't be as important. Besides, as investors, the interest rates are written off in their taxes anyways. Everyone is so focused on looking at how the prices have cooled down and how much the sales will drop, and stop looking at the bigger picture, which is our rental rate. I wanted to share with you a different perspective through the rental rates, so you can see how our sales will likely rise over the coming months. If you are sitting around with cash waiting for the right time to invest, you might let inflation eat up your money and not have much to invest with. Speaking of the future, I wanted to share what properties are selling the most frequently now and what the buyers' habits look like in today's market. So let's jump into it. Here's an age group breakdown of the current buyers in today's market. As you can see, the highest percentage is for the older millennials, which are people in the age group of 21 to 35. As we move on to this next slide, we can see that majority of the homeowners are newly married couples with no kids or small toddlers. Eventually, these families will outgrow their space and need something bigger. Which leads us to our next point, which is the timing of why a home purchase is made. The number one reason is that it was just the right time in that individual's life. That goes to show you that regardless of how the market plays out, we will still see people buy and sell properties if it's the right time in their life. Even during the recession in 1989, we still saw over 50,000 sales. 50,000 people still had the need to buy and sell when the prices had dropped significantly. Here's another graph that shows us two things. A, the primary reason that people make a move in their life is not market dependent. It's because it's the right time in their lives. The desire to own a home of their own, the desire to have a larger property are number one reasons listed here on why people move. The second point is the age group of the buyers currently in the market. We're seeing most buyers in the age group of 21 to 35. It's evident here, those are the people that are most active in the market at this time. Another point to consider here is that these people are young couples and small families that will eventually outgrow their space and end up buying something bigger or multi-generational. Speaking of age groups, once these buyers end up reaching their 50s and build up enough equity in their property to reinvest it into other properties, what type of investments do you think they purchase the most? Multiplexes. That's right, duplexes, fourplexes, and so on. The reason being, these offer very good returns on a monthly basis, especially with the current rate hikes. The monthly rental income not only covers their mortgages, but offers them some financial freedom or cash flow, if you may, which I've been preaching for the longest time in my career. If you like this type of video where we talk about market stats and the overall trajectory of where the market is headed, please hit that like button and subscribe so you're informed every time we release a new video. Oh, and before I forget, if you own a property and would be interested in a market update on a monthly basis of what your property is worth, just so you know how much equity you have built up and potentially use that for renovations, to buy another property, or simply just to be curious about how your asset is performing, click on the link below to get a monthly market valuation of your property. I also run a real estate team here in the Greater Toronto area where we help buyers, sellers, and investors reach their real estate goals. If you're interested in a buyer consultation, a seller consultation, or simply to chat about investing in real estate, click on the link below to book a call with me directly. Hope you found this video helpful, and remember, we provide results that move you.